Alright, what's up? As of recent, I've been kind of nostalgic, kind of going back on my college years, reminiscing about the good times. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm remembering this one really bad time. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. A little backstory. My senior year of high school, I started producing beats, like producing music. And I'll be the one to admit it, they were garbage. They were not good, but I had these crazy dreams of getting a sick rapper on one of my beats and then showing it off to all the people in high school who doubted me, even though no one doubted me because no one knew that I made music. So weird dream, I know, but it lasted up until sophomore year of college. That's where I decided, hey, maybe I can find an artist who I like and pay for a feature. I wasn't necessarily making any money in college because I wasn't working, as a lot of college students are the poorest people on the planet. So all I really had to my name was like 400 bucks. I was just coming off summer vacation. I hardly worked. And at the time, I discovered this artist, Fijimacintosh, along with his counterpart, Noir Illusions. And they're dope. I really like their style. They were kind of going more towards the Playboy Cardi route of rapping, which I totally was into. I was producing beats like that. They had a decent following at the time. I want to say like they maybe had like 23,000 followers on Instagram. They had a couple really big songs on SoundCloud, so I was like, this would be cool. And the stuff that they were rapping on, like the beats that they were rapping on back then were so much better compared to what I was making, so I don't know what I thought I was doing there, but anyways, I DM Fiji, I DM both of them actually. So I DM Noir Illusions first, $400 for a feature, which looking back at it is pretty good. Whatever an artist charges for a feature is pretty subjective, like they can charge whatever they want, but that was all that I had to my name. So I kind of ghosted him, and I remember he wasn't necessarily the happiest. And then I DM Fijimacintosh, the one who I was like actually really interested in, and I was expecting his price to be like way more expensive, but he hit me with 250 bucks for a feature, and I was like, that's sick. I mean, I can hardly afford that, but I can definitely afford that. And of course, with something like this, he wanted payment up first, so I sent them the money, and just immediately, communication between us became very few in between. And remember, like, this was all the money that I had really to my name, so I was persistent with texting him. I was like, yo, dude, like, I was really trying to stay positive. I was in the back of my head, I was like, this dude's definitely scamming me, but I didn't want to just completely assume that. So fast forward, I did this at the end of the summer, and then I think I got like 6 months into the school year, and I was like, wait a minute. I haven't heard anything from this dude. I remember I was just being left on red. He was just ignoring all the DMs I was sending him. I kind of started to spam him because I was like, yo, at least give me the money back. I probably could have really used it at that time. It was like mid-school year. But of course, nothing. And all this being said, I don't care anymore. I do not care about Fijimacintosh. I just stopped supporting him. I stopped listening to his music. I unfollowed him. Like I said, it's been, what, 4 or 5 years since that happened. I've worked plenty of jobs where I've made that money back, so if he sincerely can sleep at night scamming a sophomore in college who doesn't have any money, then good for him, I guess. I'm probably better off without that feature anyway, considering he's a little, how do I put it, irrelevant. But so am I, so it's all cool. I remember before I realized I was getting scammed, he was really nice to me over DM. He was sharing me, you know, he was just really busy. He was on the road or something like that, so he couldn't necessarily get me my feature right away, and I was like, that's fine. But it got to the point where I was just angry because in my head I was like, this dude just completely took advantage of a kid who just wants to make music and doesn't necessarily have the funds like any big label or any like really successful artist has. So that was when I was like, okay, well, let's try to make this right. I remember I talked to my parents. They were like you shouldn't have not given him the money up front. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was just so excited that this dude who I was like a big fan of actually responded to me. So I was like, I gotta get this locked in right now. So at the end of the day, a lot of this is really just my fault. Like, of course, shady stuff happened on his end, but like I said, I'm not mad. I don't give a shit anymore. I kind of stopped listening to that type of music anyways. But I remember, yeah, my producer name at the time was Brother Nature, and don't make fun of me for that. I thought it was sick, but I didn't realize that there was another just super famous Brother Nature. And I remember he went on live stream one night, and I was feeling particularly like a little angry. So I went onto my other account, my personal account, and I commented, "Why did you scam Brother Nature?" And he goes, "Who the fuck is Brother Nature?"
Oh, you peep.
Your Brother Nature. What the hell are you talking about? Who the fuck is Brother Nature?
Okay, so this dude clearly has zero intention of doing anything with me. So it got to that point where, and I'm not proud of this, but I was just feeling petty as hell, as I think I was warranted. I reached out to like all my friends. I sent them a link to his most recent post, and I just had them all shit on him in the comments. And I think I might have a screenshot of that. And it was cool. I mean, like my friend, like a lot of people in my life really kind of showed up for me. And I think like 20 people commented like give Brother Nature his feature. And it got to the point where he literally deleted the post. DM'd me, he said, check your email. He sent me some garbage ass beat with like the most generic vocals of all time on them. Like I could tell he made it in 2 seconds, and I was like, nah, if we're doing this, I want you on one of my beats, like send me the vocals. And he said, oh, my computer is broken. I was like, okay, dude, whatever. You gave me something, I don't care. That's all I really cared about. I added some stuff to the beat so I could at least say that I co-produced it, and I released it on my SoundCloud. So, but at the end of the day, I made it private, so it doesn't matter. It was just a big waste of money and a big waste of energy. Honestly, I was so stressed out, and it was just like kind of turned me off from wanting to buy features from like these semi-big artists who like have these super weirdly like gigantic egos. But yeah, like I said, I don't care anymore. I haven't really thought about that dude in forever. I think the biggest thing for me was I was just really bummed out that this dude who like I really liked his music and I was like becoming a really big fan just completely did not give a shit about someone who liked them so much that they would pay to have them on a song. I don't think he was big enough at all to be sort of burning bridges like he was. If you look at him now, he has some pretty big songs. He has a feature from Trippie Redd, who I am pretty sure is his cousin, which is pretty cool. He's got to make money somehow, whether it be off of a legitimate means or scamming college students. But whatever. That's my story. Not the craziest, but it's just a funny little thing that I haven't really talked about in a long time. All right, well, thank you for listening to this story. Again, no hate towards Fiji or whatever. I've just blocked him out of my life. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm sure he doesn't even remember that. All right, well, like, subscribe, and all that. Follow my TikTok. It's in my bio. Yeah. Cool. See ya.